Hello, this is Evan. This is goshdarnblog.com. I was just watching this video. Some young PUA guys who know nothing. They're just like, all they know is they go for it when they see a hot woman. That's the only advice they can give, and that's the best advice. If you see a hot woman you want to do the dirty with, you go talk to her, and that's all you got to do. And if you don't know how to do that, you have to learn how to do it. You have to start accepting yourself. Like, why am I wearing this crazy vest and no shirt? I'm trying to accept myself the way I am. That's why. I'm not trying to, like, I don't know. I'm trying to accept myself the way I am. Believe you me, I have lots of faults right now. But, so that's the steps you go through. You know, you realize I want this and I'm going to go for it. And it's the best advice you get. And I've been through, like, a lot of personal trials and tribulations recently. I was in hospital and had surgery. So the doctor doesn't want me to leave the house. So I decided to, hit the internet hard. And I would say, the internet's not as much fun as going out to the bar. It's not as much fun because there's a screen in between you, and there's pictures of girls, and you're saying, hey, I like your style. And I got, a lot of the input I got on how to do that was from Playing Fire. Just look up Playing Fire. That's a really good YouTube website. It gives you insight on how to message people. I say, hey, I like your style all the time, and with a little emoji hand wave, and women would be like, thank you, and then you start the conversation. I met one girl who she had a partner, so I didn't pursue anything because I'm not that type of guy to just go, hey, forget your boyfriend. I don't do that kind of stuff. But she could be a potential friend, and I know that, so I get to practice, being a friend with a girl because I met somebody as a partner. And you should allow that too. And the other thing I'm doing right now is because it's so elaborate, like, going through the social media and trying to meet a woman is just like, you really have to concentrate on quantity, because like some of them won't text you back. I've read like their Facebook pages before, and some of these women are going through like so much in their head, and they're writing like, oh, I'm in touch with God and this, and I'm improving in life, and those aren't really the women you can go out with, because like, what's gonna happen if you go out with them? You're gonna be like the therapist. You can be like, yeah, do this and do that, and it's like, you don't need that. You need someone to have fun with. But some people have gone through their trauma and they have to get over it, and you can't really go out with those girls. You can if you want to, but good luck with the Advil and the ibuprofen and the Tylenol, because you'll have a headache. So, but you want to look for women who have fun, and typically those are girls at the bar. So that's why you can look for women who have fun in other ways too. Don't you worry about it. But yeah, you go for it when you like somebody. When I see a picture on the Facebook, because I can't go out right now because I'm healing, I go for it and I say, hey, I like your style. Because why would I say anything else? Why would I say, hey, baby? They don't know me. That's not going to work. Some guys do that. They do like the sweet talk, and it's like, that's going to break the ice over like Facebook? Not really. So let's just say, hey, I like your style, because there's a little bit of two-sidedness to it. Like, you could be saying you like their Facebook profile, you could be saying you like that they're a musician or whatever their hobby is, so it's not directly because they're hot, and then you get into the hot and heavy stuff later, and some of it's not that bad. But I would look up Playing Fire, and you'll find all sorts of things to say. I've learned a lot from them. Just put Playing Fire in the search on the YouTube. But these young guys talking, man, like if I had money, I would go to all these conferences, like every single one. Every freaking 4 days I'd be at one, and I'd be hanging out with these dumbasses, and it was just like, I'd be watching them just like lustfully attacking women in different countries. That's what I'd be watching. But I guess I'm kind of jealous because I'm not young anymore. I guess I'm kind of jealous these guys discovered all these PUAs and stuff, and they're just like killing it. But it doesn't matter. I could go out like this right now. I could get on. I could just. I never do this, but typically I could just video call these women. Don't do that, especially if you don't know them. You should ask them if you ask them if they want a video call or not. So you can go on Plenty of Fish and you can video call it. You can have a TV show on Plenty of Fish. I may do that, but I'm gonna have to sign up again. But you can have your own game show. You could sit there in Plenty of Fish, and people could just come to you, and they could you could interview them. It's crazy. It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen was Plenty of Fish. The way they're doing videos. So I could sit there like this and just zone out on marijuana or something, and just, probably some gay guy will talk to me. That's usually what happens. But who cares, right? So I'm just a regular guy. I'm not like some expert, like maybe I know something you don't, of course that happens. But then I'm just a regular guy. Like like I told you, I had a surgery and I can't really do anything, and I have to hit the internet harder. It sucks. Because I don't like just using the internet. Like, it's okay. I saw someone I knew 7 years ago. I was across the street in the parking lot of a gym, across the street from me, and I didn't ask this girl out. I saw her in the parking lot, and I guess we were both members of the gym. 7 years ago, it seems like 70 years ago to me. But like, I couldn't believe it. I found her on Facebook. So I should be messaging her right now. She's 7 years older than she was 7 years ago, and so am I. But like that, stuff like that, makes me sad. Like, I was like, I wish I could go back to that time period, because I was going crazy. And what happened to me, with my life circumstances, where I feel limited and I can't go outside, and because of an injury, and I have to think that things are gonna get better, and I have to like these young kids are saying, I just go for it every time. I could do that too. You could do that too. You don't have to pretend you're not like these people. Because that's what happens when you watch these YouTube videos. You're like, I'm not that guy on the YouTube who's the expert. Like, I'm not an expert. I watch Owen Cook all the time. He's really good. If you watch Owen Cook, you'll feel a lot better about this whole dating thing. He's one of the best. I followed him for like over 10 years. And I just bought one of his courses a couple months ago. And all he says is, just be loud. It's one way to do it. Be excited, because that's contagious and it'll come back. So he's basically training you also to be a speaker and a salesman when he's telling you to do this. So it's like, you raise your voice. You don't be this, especially if you're talking to a woman you want to date. You're just like, you raise your voice. It's not like an aggressive thing, but your presence is what it is. And Tony Robbins can teach you that too. So that's pretty amazing that that's all it takes. It doesn't take a lot of lines. But how do you show your presence over the internet? That's the question. Emojis? Give me a break. So that's a challenge. But, it's what you say, because language is a spell, like spelling. So you're putting women under a spell with the language. And in the beginning was the word, man. And that's the biggest thing. When you go around and you could talk to men, and you can't talk to beautiful women because you're scared. Like, it doesn't make any sense after a while. You're like, how come I can do this thing and that thing? I don't care about rejection in this arena, like at work, in my career. Why do I care about rejection here? It's more embarrassing. It's more like all the things you do with a woman are taboo. Like, nobody talks about. If you see someone making out on the street, you say, go get a room. It's not like they're allowed to be lustful like that on the street. They're not allowed to show lustful activities in public. Go get a room is the first thought you want to tell those people. So we live in a society where it's not okay. You got a bouncer at the stupid club who's watching what you do. I've had that happen to me. Trust me. I was like, thanks for paying attention to what I do, asshole. Fuck you, And, that shouldn't happen. And, but it doesn't matter. And you got to tell yourself that it doesn't matter. I'm going to be 50 in 4 days. Doesn't matter. Mystery, the pickup artist, is over 50. Zen Perion's over 50. Owen Cook is approaching 50. It doesn't matter. people who are teaching me this on the YouTubes are my age, so fuck it. But the whole sense of self thing is like to realize like you can fall into all these traps. Like one trap I fell into even 7 years ago because I was out running around is like you would get a girl to talk to you for like, I don't know, 30 minutes, and then you wouldn't go any further, and you didn't get a phone number. Or this is what I would do. I mean, but guys fall in this trap where you're just like, you're having fun, everything, you're doing some things right, and then you don't even close. You don't close the deal, and you let it go. And you run home happy because you talked to a girl, but you didn't close the deal. You didn't get the number. You didn't say, hey, come back to my place. Because you were scared. Because, I was scared too in this situation. I've been scared before. One time I was talking, there was a girl and she was on cocaine, and I was like, fuck that. She like invited me into the bathroom, and I was like, no, I'm going to get kicked out of the club if I go in the bathroom with you like that. Look at this. There's all these people in line. People in line for the bathroom, and she wants me to go in the bathroom with her for coke. I mean, what else would that be? I'm gonna have sex with her in there? Like, no, it was for cocaine. So I didn't like that girl, and I bounced. I don't want to date somebody who's doing coke. Fuck that. And you should think about those things too and be selective. And I wish it wasn't like that. I wish it was just a bowl of cherries. But you have to be selective sometimes. Like today, I'm really using my social media just to weed out anybody I don't like. Because we friend all these freaking people on the social media, and like, what for? Like, I wouldn't go out with those women anyway. Why am I friending them? Some of these women are in other countries. Why are you friending them? You're not going to go see them. I used to have that fantasy of just like sometimes your experiences are unfortunate and fortunate at the same time. I went to Russia in 2000 for 9/11, and it was just this wonderful experience. And women love Americans, and I got all this attention, and it ruined me because like I didn't know how to find that in America, and I had to convince myself, dude, you got to find American women. Don't think about it. But even Tai Lopez says, if you want a good woman, you go to Europe. And this is like, well, if I was a millionaire, it'd be easy for me to go to Europe. So screw you, Well, not screw him, but you know what I mean. Like, people have money, definitely go to Europe and have a better time than people who don't have money. You know what I'm saying? And they can think of like, I can bring this girl back home, stuff like that. There's one time I met somebody who was from Indonesia, and she told me, I need $5,000 for a visa, because I kept talking to her, and that's another time I didn't close the deal, because it was at my brother's wedding, and it was this really attractive girl. It's my brother's wedding of all things, and I really liked this girl, and I didn't get with her because there was too much going on. Sometimes life is like that. It'll just throw these curveballs where you're like, dude, I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to get laid. Doesn't matter what happens, I don't know how to get laid. And you sit there and scratch your head, But anyway, I kept in touch with her on WhatsApp or whatever, and she's like, I need $5,000 for a visa, and it's like, I'm not your guy. So I decided she wasn't for me, because it cost $5,000. I don't know what she was thinking was going to happen there. I guess she thought she'd come over and marry me. Because it's probably what she was thinking. Well, if I go over there and he pays $5,000, then we'll just get married and I can stay in America forever. I don't know what else she was thinking. These are the kind of things that come up, and that's why, like, I think, I'm weeding out all the people that aren't like in my local area. Who cares, Andrew Tate had a really great way to break the ice. So I live in Colorado, so I would look for a girl from Colorado online on the social media, and then I write a message, go Colorado ? Cherries emoji. And there's no reason to put cherries emoji. You can put any emoji you want, but it's just like Colorado ? Because you're trying to find out that they live in Colorado. That was from Andrew Tate. That was a good one. That's on YouTube somewhere. So I don't really say a lot else when it comes to breaking the ice. But you can treat, like the same way you would treat it out in the real world, you can treat it on the internet the same way. Like, why am I friends with these randos on the social media? Like, doesn't make any sense. They're just taking up space, and I don't care. I mean, there's subjects that come on the social media when I'm looking at it. It's like, I don't care about this subject, what? But the algorithm thinks you care about it, so it puts it up in your face. But you know, like, you can say, hey, I like your style, and people don't get back to you, and then other times they do. But to worry about every little detail doesn't work, because you know, I spend a lot of time looking at like internet marketing, and there's so many details, it sucks. See, here's one: digital creator in a relationship. Unfriend. I don't need that. Don't talk to her. Fuck that. So you can see these things, you know. You know, some people don't care about what I'm talking about, and they just want to have lustful sex, and that's fine. Like like lately, I've thought about things I never really thought about before, like getting married, having kids. I don't know why, but I have, and I don't know who's going to show up to do that with me. There's one I would like to. I would like to manifest one, but who knows if that'll work? So I hope it does. But I don't want to just, you know, get with everybody. Screw that. A couple would be cool, but everybody? No way. All right. So some of these, you know, these profiles don't list a lot of information. So then you just, if they don't have like the school they went to or where they live, I just unfriend them because it could be a scammer. There's a lot of tattooed women, that's for sure. Do you like tattooed women? This girl's in San Diego, so goodbye. I'm not in San Diego. It's just waste time. I talked to someone yesterday, and I thought, well, there's a chance this could be a scammer, but she made her out to be very transient, like a hippie. And so it's a pretty good scam if it was a scam, honestly. I think I think the whole hippie angle, if a scammer did that, it's a pretty good scam because people fall for that left and right. And she's like, I gotta fix my van, and like she's gonna fix her van and come visit me. Like, no, she's not. Here, I'll read it. Yeah, it's just, you know, like you can tell who's not worth your time or who's a scammer by the messages they send, because they will send something that doesn't make sense, and you're like, why would you be so interested in seeing me? I just sent you 2 text messages and that's it. You wouldn't be interested in seeing me that fast. I just you know, forget it. Like you know what logic says, and you have to go with your logical brain, otherwise, you know. And I wouldn't be one of these men who put like emoji hearts in the comments, because some of these women, all they want is, you know, attention. And how many likes did I get today? Oh, I feel good. And that's not closing the deal. That's just giving them validation. And, you know, I know how it feels to get validation. I've seen that. It's not important. It's something. It's not closing the deal. It's not getting laid. So anything doesn't get you towards your goal, you got to weed it out. And you got to be very like does it, you know, if you start joining these forums, like some of the guys will say, I'm having this problem, I like this girl, and I don't know what to do. And then you can just give them advice. It's hilarious. Oh, this woman's like making a video. Oh my God. People have horrible lives. You know, my heart just goes out to everybody. I thought I had problems, and you start going on social media, and like you see all these people with problems too. You're like, I'm not alone here. Everybody has problems. But I forgot what I was saying. But this isn't like easy stuff. Like you want it to be, but it just ain't. And you can pretend it is. Like you can tell yourself it's easy. Go ahead. I would do that. It's easy. What's easy is talking to someone face to face, honestly. After you go through this, you're like, I'd rather just talk to someone face to face. Screw this. It's crazy. This one's, all right, I found the girl of my dreams. Not. Maybe. Oh, she's badass. And, you know, and you're like, you're just on social media, and you're picking and choosing. Like, yes. And you know, like, who cares what the girl thinks of me? It doesn't really matter. This is what I do because I have nothing better to do right now. Honestly, I'd be out everywhere if I could be. Screw this. It sucks. You know, like, I'm not even gonna talk about it because my life has been so weird, and I just block out all the negativity, man. Because if I don't, oh, but today's not negative. This is good. You know, like, this is my, you know, like, keep kicking the stupid video. Sorry. But the world is your oyster, man. Especially with the internet, you're just like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. And if you have good intentions, it's not, you know, like, why would anything bad happen if you have good intentions? It wouldn't. All right, what's up with all the shaking of the camera? Some people don't have good intentions. They're like, why is my life so bad? It's because you're putting something out there that's totally weird. Because you're a pervert and you're acting perverted and you think it's okay to do that, and people don't respond to that. So that means you have to change it up, and they will respond to when you change. You know, and if you haven't realized you have to change the person yet, like, you need to realize that immediately, because there's no hope otherwise. And that's what it's all about. Sorry about all the shaky video stuff. I don't understand why everything's so screwed up. Still haven't called Wayne 100 Got Junk to remove that. But yeah, the world's my oyster, and I'm just adding friends and unfriending ones who are lame and don't talk to me. If I send them a message, it's been a couple of days, I'll send them a second message, and I'll just be like, well, they're not going to talk to me, so unfriend. And I'm trying to look for people who are, you know, in my vicinity, who aren't far away, because why? I don't have a car either. So you see how screwed up that is. You know, look, like, you know, when you realize you're going from zero to hero, man, it blows. You're like, how am I going to do this? Like, so many times I've felt this way, and I would just cry, dude. This isn't the first time I felt like a zero, but now I just go, who cares? Like, why would you care? Like, you know, Owen Cook's really good. He said, if you don't care, they don't care, meaning the hot woman doesn't care. And listen, man, I've talked about this stuff with people, and they don't care, so that's why I'm on the YouTube, so maybe somebody cares about what I have to say. Here's a woman. It's got an interesting French name. And, you know, I really don't care, because, like, I've just gone through a whirlwind, and it's a whirlwind, dude. And it's hard to believe I went through some of the things I went through, but I decided not to dwell on it, and things can get better. They will get better. Healing takes some time, and it'll get better. And I'll be so fucking thrilled when it gets better, and I can go out and be cool. But there's just all these attractive women, and it's like, why do I think I can't be friends with all of them? Like, that's weird. Why would I think that? Why would I think about all these women on the social media that real, and I'm friending all of them? Why would I think I can't be friends with them? That's stupid. It says add friend right there. And I think I can't be friends with them? It says add friend right there. That means I can be friends with them. Add friend. Thanks to Mark Zuckerberg. Okay? So the thoughts we have are stupid. Stupid thoughts that mean nothing. It's so screwed up. And to think that I could see people that I met before in here is just like, whoa, dude, that's kind of crazy. Let me catch up. Wow, I just saw the girl of my dreams right now. Holy crap. But you can't get hung up on it, like, oh, sometimes they won't let you friend these people, and I don't understand that algorithm where you don't seem like you know that person. Like, shut up. It's stupid. But if you don't want to friend them, you can just message them, like, directly. It's crazy. But I just went on this one's profile. She lives near me, that's good. What the? You know, some of these women are taken. They're just, like, you're not going to get with them anyway. You have to just realize it. Here's one I friended, and she didn't get back to me. What did I message her? I don't freaking remember. Hey, I like your style. That was last week I said that. Now I gotta say, I'll wait and see. I can't tell if I want to. All right, I gotta write my second thing is I'm gonna say, hey, trouble, because that's trouble, man. Now I'm getting into hot water. Whenever you say hey, trouble to somebody, they could be like, who the fuck are you? It doesn't matter though, because what are they gonna do? Block you? It's like they're gonna block me anyway. But yeah, don't send a dick pic. You'll be in big trouble. Just don't do anything bad. A lot of these girls like race cars and shit. What the hell? I don't understand. People live high adrenaline lives. Like motorcycles, race cars, tattoos. That's cool. And if you want to go the other route where you're like talking about something to do, I mean, it's always good to talk about them and not yourself. If you want to send them a funny meme, by all means do that. That'll probably work. Might not. But what I learned about memes is like, it doesn't mean anything. Because like, if you're asking them a question, you know, then you want an answer. But if you send like a meme, that's not that's not asking a question. It's just, so you can do that and it doesn't mean nothing. And it could be like a communication thing. And then you ask them a question later. It's all sorts of things. It's called communication, and it ain't easy. It ain't easy. There's a lot of Rolling Stones songs about no satisfaction, and I can't get no satisfaction. I mean, that's a real thing. It happens. Oh, she's in a relationship. Oh, okay. I'll unfriend her then. I don't need to be, you know, getting in the way of that guy. So. What is this? Oh shit. So the playing fire is pretty good, like but yeah, go see Playing Fire. They're good. Man. But it's not easy because you're like, you know, there's no cheerleaders that are saying, go, go, go. It's not like that. It's not like that. You don't have a cheerleader. It's just a bunch of dead air, you know. Yeah, and all these guys, you were like, you know, they'll post like pictures of women and, oh, she's so hot, celebrity, and these people, they're not doing what I'm doing. So it's lame. It's like, why are you posting pictures of celebrities when you could be meeting real women? Because they're masturbating, that's why. But, you know. But if I think someone's ugly, I have to unfriend them. That's just the way it is. You know, you can call me a bad person. But, there's, you know, like, you can go join, like, every Tinder thing you want. But, if you're like me and trying to save a buck, you can just message people in an innocent way. And maybe you'll break the ice and meet the girl of your dreams. Maybe you will. Maybe you won't. Hey, I like your style. Exclamation point. Put the emoji of the hand waving. Okay. And that's it. Well, I'll talk to you later. Have a great day.